Welcome one and welcome the other one. Glad to see you here. I'm John Zidar. This is On Top and Hot, and this is Tuesday. It's February 18th. You know what Tuesdays are, right? That's Bring Your Fellow Trader to Work with You day. I normally like to talk to you about hot penny stocks because that's what I trade. I'm a day trader looking for stocks under $5 every day. But I work over here at Pennybois every day. From bell to bell, 9:30 to 4 o'clock, I am trading with the public. It could be you. We've got a link down below inviting you anytime you want to show up. Click that link. It'll take you to Discord. If you don't have a Discord, don't worry about it. Just give them an email. Choose a username and password, and you got yourself an account. They'll bring you over here to us. Scroll over here to the left. You'll find free members page. Yours won't be as long as mine is. Come on in. There's anywhere from 50 to 200 people in here at a time trading. We're all sharing our due diligence. Some of us are sharing pictures. Some of us are just talking. But we're getting constant food, constant information about hot stocks. Now, my job over here, I am looking for stocks to scalp. Scalping is getting in and getting out quick in a matter of minutes, maybe 2, 5, 10, but you're not there very long and you're taking gains. Sometimes it's $50, sometimes it's $100, maybe more, maybe less. We don't worry about that. We don't. It's not how much money you take, it's how often you take it. Think of it as playing poker. When you're there, money's going into the pot. Are you actually counting it? Nah, what you're concentrating on is winning that hand. And when you do win, do you count the money then? Nope, you just rake it in, ante up, and get ready for the next hand. Well, that's what we do over here. We move from trade to trade to trade, not worrying about how much money we're going to make, just taking it as often as we can. By the end of the day, all those wins add up to a nice pile of money. So what I do is I find these hot stocks that are already running, already showing us that they're launching. We're not looking for the ceiling. We're just looking for a piece in the middle, that probable move. To get from point A to point B, you got to travel it. So we're trying to snatch that up. What I do is find those charts and I put in supports and resistances. You know what those are? That's where the price bounces, where it likes to change direction. And we use these to set up our trades. In a scalp, you put in your buy order and your sell orders at the same time. And you heard me say orders for sell, because we put in an order to sell for profit, and then we put in an order to sell for a loss. That's called a stop loss. You shouldn't be trading without stop losses, especially scalping, because you can get stuck holding a bag after a rocket stock crashes. So this is how we do it. We get in just over top of a support. Once we get over the speed bump, the price likes to move smooth and easy to the next speed bump, where it'll normally slow down, bump its head, and maybe stop and turn around. So we sell right there. But we don't have to sell everything. We can sell 50% or 75% at the first target. Carry the rest to the second target if the stock looks strong. If it looks like it's going to continue, sell some more, keep a little. Just keep riding up, cashing in on those rungs. Each one of those is a payday, and we don't want to miss those. Now, we went through a lot of stocks here today. I definitely posted a lot of pictures. There were a lot of pictures coming in from other people. So what I've done is I've narrowed it down to 3 stocks I want to share with you today, primarily because of their signals. My job is to find stocks that are going to continue running, not just that have run. Anybody can find a stock that's shooting up. We want to find stocks that are going to continue to go after they've been going. So what do we look for when we want that? We look for signals. So what I want to do is show you the signals that I was looking at before I brought these over. So I've got the 3 stocks already chosen. You bet I do. First one we're going to take a look at is GLC. I found this at 10:34. Did anybody else bring this in? Let's see. GLC. This one was posted quite a few times today and a couple times last week. It came in originally. That's it. That's the original. I posted this at 10:34, but it was W. Davaji at 10:39 who actually brought this in to us. He told us that it had a pullback. So I got to it a little late. It was 10:30 in the morning. As you can see, she had had a huge run, had come down, and then bounced off. So let's go take a look at this chart. Welcome to my playground. Yeah, this is Think or Swim. It's a free trading platform you get from Schwab. But I have a lot of fun here. This is ticker GLC. We've got her on a 5-day, 5-minute chart, and we really don't need to go into a long chart when you're scalping. But the truth of the matter is, that's all the chart there is for this company. That's the entire chart. She came on the market Friday pre-market at about $3. She fell down to a low of roughly $2, finished the day at roughly $3. No big deal. This morning, though, she took off dark and early at 4 in the morning. She ran from roughly that $3 up to $9, a 300% jump. Very, very early. And I can't take advantage of this. One, I'm not up that early, but two, Schwab won't let me trade until 7 in the morning. Off of this high, she fell back down, broke through the 50, down to the 200, and almost hit it, but not completely. Now, when I see a strong run pre-market, I expect one of two things to happen. I expect it to fall before the bell, or I expect it to fall after the bell. I rarely see a run go right through the bell and just keep going. Well, this fell before the bell. So what do you think we were watching for? Darn tootin', we were watching for a climb after the bell, which we did get. Now, before I go any further, I want to do something here. I want to get rid of all the lines on the board because this is how I find it. I come to the chart and go, whoa, all right, we've got ourselves a run. I need to get some supports and resistances so people can set up their trades, right? Well, when I realize this is the entire chart, I realize there's no prices higher than the price right now. There is no historical price points to use. How do I get my supports and resistances? How can people set up trades if they don't have these horizontal lines? Isn't it just a big guessing game right now? How do you know where to sell? Well, I came up with something, and I've not read that anybody else has done this, and I can't say it's wrong because I've seen it work very often. So this is what I do. First, when I find the stock, like I just found this one now, of course, I would have found it much earlier. First thing I do is I draw a line at the high point of where I found it. I found it somewhere in this region. I don't know exactly, but somewhere there. Then I discover that I have no historical price points to use. So I'm going to use my Fibonacci to give me supports and resistances. And I'm going to use that big surge right there. And you can do this on stocks that are running at all-time highs. Just find the most recent surge, grab your Fibonacci, and drag it out on that surge. Start at the top, poke it, come down to the bottom of the surge, poke it, voila. You've got your Fibonacci numbers. These are supports and resistances the price is going to respect. But we can't use it here. We got to get it up. So what I'm going to do is unlock it, and I'm going to drag it. I'm going to pull that bad boy right up to there, and on the second line, this one here, not the first one, but the second one, I just overlay it on the line I found it on. That's what I do, and then I lock it into place. That becomes my supports and resistances for anybody to use to get in and out of trades. Now, do I know it works? Well, I didn't when I first tried it, but as you can see right here, it is definitely respecting. It is bouncing off of these points, and this is what we've seen over and over again. So yeah, it does work. So this is what I did first, is I got that all set up. So now let's zoom in on what we see. She came down close to the 200. She is starting to climb. Now, I did have a support and resistance drawn right there. Not a Fibonacci, a support and resistance. Right across the bottom, right there. Looking at her on the 5-minute, if I was thinking of getting into this, I am going to get in just above this support and resistance. You don't want to get in on top of it because that's where the price changes directions. That's a hot zone. You want a little bit of buffer, so come above it. Couple pennies, a nickel, whatever you're comfortable with, but above it. So I would have my price sitting up there. So she starts climbing. She's pushing up. Once she got over the 20, this becomes our first indicator. She was underneath all the MAs. You can't climb till you're on top of the 9. She got on top of the 9 and got excited. She got up on top of the 20. The bars are getting very big. My order is being put in here. But what I notice is right here is where I'm going to want to get in because that is on top of the 50-day MA. If I can get on top of the 50-day MA and on top of this support To me, that would be a perfect launch zone. So I would have my order sitting there. She is climbing, climbing, climbing. As soon as we get there, what happens? Look up. Look right there. My 200 haul, which is purple when it's falling, and I have it change colors when it's climbing to blue because things happen abruptly when it changes. Well, what happened? As soon as it changed, she jumped. Look at how big those bars got. Humongous bars, and she's off on a run now, right? She is running all the way up, setting a new high now of $9.89. Now, if we'd have gotten in at that 50 MA right here, that was roughly $5. So we would have made almost 100% gain from $5 to $9.89. Now, there's a lot of people who play the bounces off of the 200. That's a fair entry. I can't say it isn't. If you'd have gotten in down here, you'd have done way more than 100% because that was $4 going up to near $10. So that was a solid run right there. And what we see is that once this 20 turned up, the price follows the 20. The 20 is very easy to move. It's twice as thick as the 9. 20 days moves in just a matter of minutes. You can see the turn whenever the price jumps. So once the price jumped here and got on top of the 20 was going to start to rise. And when she starts to rise, the price will rise with her very quickly. Once she starts rising, she starts tugging all the other MAs to come up, and you've got yourself a full-blown breakout right there. After she hit her high, she came down to that bottom support of the Fibonacci, and she's just been laying there the rest of the day, not doing a whole lot of anything. We see all the volume petered out. That was the magic ingredient back here, folks. The volume was all green, not strong, but steady. And then when the bars started getting bigger, when she was mounting these MAs, volume started getting bigger and bigger, and then you started getting your run. When the volume peters out, so does the price, and this is basically down to nothing. So I don't think there's anything else coming here, but you see how you can get a bounce off of anything crossing MAs, especially the 20, get that 20 to turn, and the price will follow the 20 up, and you can get a strong run following the 20 after you've tugged it around. Let's go take a look at another stock that was over there on Discord today. You ever get motion sickness bouncing around this much? All right, the next stock we're going to take a look at is ADTX. I was trying to see who brought it on the board. I made my first charting at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 1:18 actually. I see a couple people here were talking about it. I see it mentioned at 9:16 in the morning, but look here. At 8:49 in the morning, a morning watch list was put out. We have watch lists put out by our swing traders, our option traders. Mr. SLP, he is our swing trader. He put out a morning watch list. Look at that. We're going to be looking at that one too, EFOI. How about that in ADTX? So we have a lot to offer over here, folks. We have live streams. We have watch lists. We have alerts. We have everything, including the free members page, which is where I'd like to see you come first. So taking a look at where I found it, which was at 1:18 in the afternoon. What did I say about it? My 2 cents, that big drop with the red. Oh, right. I don't want to give it away. Don't read that. Don't read that. Holy, we're going back to the charts because I want to show you what this is all about, folks. What I'm going to share with you here is something I discovered. I don't know anybody else who talks about this. It seems I have a lot of things I like to share with you that I've not seen anybody else ever talk to you about. The atypical breakout, the 200 squeeze. I don't see anybody ever talking about that. I don't see him talking about the intentional directional spike, and I don't see him talking about the pillar, which is what I want to show you right now. This is a great signal, not an indicator. A signal tells you when something's going to happen. An indicator just tells you to get ready. Just watch. This is a signal, right? Because I'm looking for stocks that are going to continue climbing. After I see a strong run, it's caught my attention. I need to know it's going to continue to run before I share it. So this is the stock ADTX. That is a 5-day, 5-minute chart. As you can see, she was rolling down in a downtrend here for a few days. And right here, at the end of the 2 trading days, our 200-day MA went flat. and she took a serious jump on that flat 200. That's when you have your breakouts, on a flat 200. We are at, let's just call it 7 cents to make it easy, and she went up to 10 cents. Whoa, that's close to 40% jump right there. And again, she fell down to the 200. She was falling pre-market. Once she hit that 200, she took off and ran. So let's zoom in on this area, because this is what I'd be looking at right now. If we're scalping, I'm only be looking at my 1 minute and 5 minute charts. So the bell's gone off. I see she's hit. She is starting to climb. She gets up on top of her 50. I expect to see some excitement now. Boom. Here's the big bars. She jumps up onto her 200, goes sideways, and then all of a sudden we have this huge red bar. Folks, that's a signal it's ready to climb. This is what I call a pillar. Let me explain to you why. Take a real good look at this pillar. We've got a solid bar here. Matter of fact, can I do this on the 1 minute? It might be even better to show you on the 1 minute. Nope, I'm going to stick with the 5 minute. It's clear enough there. All right, so this bar is sitting on the 9-day MA, right? The price is riding up the 9-day. We got lots of bars. This bar did fall, but the bar itself is sitting on the 9-day. That's its home. It has not left. The top of the bar is not underneath it, so it's still on its 9-day. The wick, however, and this is the most important part, the wick shot through the 20-day MA, went through the 50-day MA, went through the 200-day MA. That's 3 MAs, folks. The way I picture this is a building crew putting in a foundation for a skyscraper. The skyscraper is going to go very high. They got to get a foundation very deep. They go through dirt. They go through clay. They go through rock and sediment. And then boom, it bounces right back. This is a 5-minute chart, right? So when this fell down here, scaring the heck out of everybody, this could be a signal. Now, I'm not telling anybody to buy down here because we don't know what the heck is going to go on. But wait 5 minutes. Let this come all the way down, and if it comes right back up to its home zone, right back to its 9-day MA, that's a signal she's going to climb far and hard because she took it down deep. The more MAs that wick goes through, the higher she's going to climb. Now let's back this out so that you can get a picture. We bounced off of the 50-day MA with our solid bar. We're on the 9, but she dropped to the 50 and then put that wick out deep. Came back up and shot up immediately. Now from the 50, we're going from 8.5 cents up to 11 cents. From home base, we're going from 9 cents up to 11. She came back down, and where did she bounce, folks? That 20-day that this solid bar slammed on. Boom! Right here. She got excited when she broke it. She slammed it here. She's riding it here. Bouncing on it here, bouncing on it here. The 20 is her floor. That's her floor on this stock. So this bar, going through all those MAs, took this stock climbing the rest of the day. A skyscraper, folks. I see this often, not often as you would think, but you can find these on any time frame. The hour, the half hour, the 1 minute, any time frame you see one of these, the bar stays on its home zone and the wick goes through many MAs and then comes right back up in that time frame. Expect a long, hard run. As you can see, this bad boy was just floating all day. She looks strong still. She hit a new high of the day after market. She's pushing to get another one, it looks like. All of our oscillators are still climbing right now. Boink. There she goes again, pushing up. ADTX is looking hot. And you know the strange thing is, folks, I don't know the reasons. I don't know why ADTX is running. I don't know why GCL is running. Sometimes we'll go look at the news if we have time, if there's a pause, but we're primarily just playing the technicals. I have in many cases seen good news fall on the chart. I have seen many times bad news surge on the chart. So if I look at the news, I may get a disposition for the stock when I don't need to. I don't care if it runs on bad news. Doesn't matter what the news is. I'm taking gains off of the chart. That's all that matters to me. All right, got one more stock I want to share with you. That stock is ticker EFOI. Remember, we just got done seeing that on the morning watch list from Mr. SLP. And lots of other people were looking at it before I even got around to it. I finally saw it at 9:56 in the morning. She was starting to break out. She was right at the 200 when I took a look at it. I told them that I was watching the orange 20-day MA to push towards the 200 MA. And while it was doing that, I expected the price to continue to climb. So let's go take a look at the chart for ticker EFOI. That is EFOI, Energy Focus. That is a 5-day, 5-minute chart. But I do want to share the 1-hour chart with you to give you some perspective on what's going on here. The company was doing absolutely nothing until today. She ripped pre-market going from $1.25 up to $2.85. That's over 100% run. Then she fell pre-market back down to the 9-day MA. At the bell, she was still on the 9-day. Started to climb, turned that into a surge. After market, she hit a new high of the day, $3.19, and she is still climbing, looking strong. Now let's take a look at what I found when I was looking at it at about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. This is the chart I saw. We had a strong run in the morning. She pulled back some, but not even 50%. She's above the 50% mark, so she is in the positive zone. She is sitting on a strong support here at $2.05 going sideways. She fell down to the 200-day MA. I think that's a meet and greet. That's a new 200-day MA. Just came on the board. And in a lot of cases, you will see the price gravitate to the new MA. Sometimes it'll stick to it. Sometimes it'll go right back to what it was doing. Now, we've also got a new 200 haul on the board. So maybe after meeting and greeting the 200 MA, it went to the 200 haul. Once she got up here, she started getting some excitement. We got big bars. We got some volatility. And this is about the period when we started watching it. Now, do you see what I was looking at when I showed this to everybody? What signal do you see there that says this is about ready to run some more? She had been running. I found her at about 1 o'clock back here. I was telling them to watch this 20. As it was climbing, the price would climb. Do you see the signal yet? Right there, folks, the 200 haul. Do you see anything else? Right there, folks, a pillar. Folks, we've got a double signal here. This red bar is sitting on her 9-day, but it went through the 20. It's not a super deep pillar, but it is a foundation showing growth to come. But what we've got here is our 200 haul just turned blue, and this tells me strength is coming into the price right now. So boom, she exploded, folks. We were down here at, let's pick her up at home base where she's normally at $2.13, and she's up here at $3.19. She is coming back down to the 20. She's probably going to hit this strong support right here at $2.76, which is where the 20 will be. Between the support and that MA, that should be enough to keep this thing climbing. She's looking good right now, folks. So there are lots of signals I like to look for, but the primary ones are turning up 20. If you are above the 20 and the 20 starts to turn up, chances are you're going to ride that 20 up. If the 20 is underneath the 200, once it gets to the 200, your price will be over it normally. That's when you stop climbing. We also like to see the 200 haul turn blue. Boom! That's when you get a lot of power in the price, folks. We also want to see the price sitting on top of a strong MA, normally the 50. These are all signals, folks, that tell you something's about ready to happen real soon. These are not indicators. And this is what I'm always looking for over at Pennybois, because people are looking for trades that they can get in and get out and take a probable move that just jumped. I hope this helps you, folks. Go back and look at that pillar. That pillar is a secret weapon. When everybody else is panicking, you're going to be able to catch yourself a good gain. And watch that 200 haul. What? You don't have it on your charts. Ay, ay, ay. Come on, folks, go put the 200 Hull, Hull. It might just be called the Hull, and you have to set it for 200. Get it on your charts, folks. It is the best MA I have going for me. I love it. Thanks for sharing your time with me, folks. Share some more. Visit me over on the free member page here at Pennybois. I'd love to see you here. Remember, the more you know, the more you're going to grow. See you, folks.